Paul, played by Stefan Dennis, has recently been recovering from the injuries he sustained in the Neighbours storm at the beginning of the year, and it had brought him and his estranged wife, Therese Willis, Rebecca Elmalolu, closer together. However, although the likes of Carl Kennedy, Alan Fletcher, said he was on the road to being fit and healthy again, the Channel 5 soap stalwart was worried about losing attention from his spouse, and so he decided to play on his ill health for a little while longer. It seems the ruthless businessman will get his wish in scenes airing next week as he finds himself back in the hospital, and this time, there might not be a solution to bring him back. In recent viewers watched as it was Paul's son, David Takaya Honda, who exposed his father's fake illness. Therese, dressed up in her wedding gown as she and her husband took a trip down memory lane, was devastated to learn she had been duped. As this week's episodes get underway, she will be furious with her spouse for tricking her and making her believe they had another chance at romance. With people turning against the businessman left, right and center, it's not too long before he starts to experience pain once more. Having lied about his illness, the residents of Ramsay Street are reluctant to fall for what they believe to be his latest attempt to coerce them. However, it is his brother Glenn Donnelly, Richard Huggett, who finally finds him unconscious, and Paul is soon rushed to the hospital. Those in Erinsborough who didn't believe him are left feeling a sense of guilt, despite wanting to protect themselves from being duped again. One person who feels this more than anyone else is Therese, who considers paying her ill husband a visit, but she soon changes her mind. Knowing there is a minimal chance they can get their marriage back on track, she washes her hands of the villain and states he is no longer her responsibility. On the rounds in the hospital is Carl, who decides to check on Paul and see how he is doing with his latest illness. Although he is furious for playing a part in Paul's previous lies, Carl knows he has to view the villain as a patient who needs his help. It seems things could be taking a dark turn for the soap stalwart, especially as the beloved Australian drama is now coming to an end. With his friends and family against him and the finale approaching in the summer, the writers could be lining up Paul's death. Having been on the show since the very first episode, with a few years break here and there, it could finally be time to bid farewell to the iconic character. His death would have a monumental impact on the residents of Ramsay Street, some of who could decide to start a new chapter of their lives without him as the show draws to a close. The actor who plays Paul, Stefan, has previously hinted his character is immortal and would never be seen leaving the show. Almost 2 years ago, the soap star said, "Paul has done everything now. Has been married 6 times, you can't kill him, they've tried many times," he explained in an interview with Mail Online. However, in the past 2 years, there has been a lot of development, and after Channel 5 decided not to renew its contract to broadcast the show, producers could not change their mind about keeping Paul alive. Every attempt is being made to save the show, with cast members and fans calling on other British broadcasters to pick up the soap. How well do you know your British soaps? How many times has Ian Beale been married in EastEnders? What is the name of Bianca Jackson and Ricky Butcher's son on EastEnders? On EastEnders in 2002, who accidentally ran Jamie Mitchell over in his car, which caused his death? How many times has Corey's Steve MacDonald been married? What happened to Emily Bishop in Coronation Street? Who murdered Maxine Peacock in Coronation Street in 2003? Which incident in 1993 killed off 4 characters in Emmerdale? When did the show stop being known as Emmerdale Farm? On what day did Hollyoaks air its first episode? What was the name of the much-loved Coronation Street pet dog who was put down in April 2020 after 14 years? 1996 saw the arrival of one of Hollyoaks' all-time bad boys and rival of Kurt Benson, but who is he? Who is the longest-serving character on Coronation Street? Who shot Phil in EastEnders? How many fires have there been at Corey's Rover's return? Get out of my pub, you're no soaps fan. You're either too young to remember the big lines or have better things to do on weekday evenings. Casual viewer, you watch them sometimes so you kinda know what's been going on. Die-hard fan, you love watching the soaps so much your entire week is planned around when they air. As the days go by, it seems more and more unlikely this is going to happen, and writers are already putting plans in place for the finale. Executive producer, Jason Herbison said in an interview with Media Week, "We are very proud of everything Neighbours has achieved. We see the next few months as being a huge celebration for the show with a bit of everything for viewers. Any ending will be respectful of the past, the present and always open to a future," he concluded, but Paul's death could mean the character is never brought back. The exact details of how the residents of Ramsay Street will see their stories end is being kept under wraps for now. In the UK, fans have been trying their best to have their voices heard over the show's acts, taking to Twitter in their millions to show their support. Last week, the original Neighbours theme tune managed to creep into the #1 position on the iTunes charts but failed to make it to #1 in the official Friday singles chart. A petition has also been launched online to try and make other British broadcasters aware of the institution, which is going to erase. As it currently stands, more than 50,000 people have signed the petition and are eagerly waiting to see if their efforts have been worth it.